One thing that has always puzzled me as an onlooker of the human race is their inability to see what happens right in front of them. For instance, Zark. Not a scary name, nor did this fellow look all that scary. He is around a foot tall with a small lock of bright blue hair that contrasted sharply with his purple skin. His eyes the same shade of blue. He also wore a pink dress, and that was rather startling. Only because of how pale it was. You would think he could find a better color. The reason I find this odd is that you've never heard of this fellow, have you? A fellow with a bright purple skin and blue hair naturally, and yet this never made the morning news. Well, that is probably a good thing. For you see, Zark did not come in peace. He was, in fact, an invader. The planet he came from was called Ark. This might relate to how those of his species tend to have a name that has Ark in it. The planet Ark is actually a few light years away. They have very little information on the planet Earth as it is so far away. This is the only thing that has kept Earth safe from them, in fact. They send scouters to find out information on the dominant species, the species that controls everything, that is. This means that if the scouters had done their jobs properly, humans would no longer exist. Since you are watching this video, they failed, correct? Well, in a way, yes. Zark, the galaxy's cruelest and most ruthless man in the galaxy, fell to one thing that no evil can beat. Is it love? No. Is it kindness? No. Is it friendship? No. Give up? Well, it's rather simple. Cat videos. This being that had inspired fear in the Paxons, a race of beings with more muscle and teeth than brains, and said to be only scared of Archeans and only after Zark visited them, was stopped by an image of a fluffy white kitten falling asleep. He didn't have any trouble hacking the internet, as Archeans are far more advanced than humans. How did that stop him? Well, as he researched the depths of the internet, he came to one solid conclusion. Cats are the dominant species. They are the ones that rule over us. And how wrong is he? Humans who own cats have a tendency to have to clean up after them. They also feed them when it's demanded, and so human society praises them for merely existing. Zark came to Earth determined to learn. He must find out more. He must win this war that was soon to come to the doorstep of these animals. This is where Stripey and Fluffy come into the story. Stripey was of a dark brown, gray, and black variety. Fluffy was white with splotches of black all over him, and was, well, fluffy. Zark landed ready to take on this new feared species, and was horrified to find out how cute they were. Fluffy, who had not a care of who scratched his ears so long as they were in fact scratched, walked up to the little alien and snuggled close, sleepy and happy. Zark tried the petting motion he had seen online to try and appease the animal. It worked! Then another one walked up to him. Stripey nuzzled the strange warm being that was scratching his friend's ear. He sat beside him as Zark tried not to freak out. Zark was a changed Archean after that day. He then dedicated his life to taking care of these strange, fluffy beings. Sadly, he only lived a few hours after that. Turns out, Archeans are deathly allergic to cats.